Hi everyone, welcome to my video, and this video is about a presentation about research proposal for one of the classes I'm taking, and that class is about research methodology. So let's get started. First, my research question is how do Division 2 student athletes use social media differently to connect with the public during COVID-19 pandemic? And the first part of my literature review is student athletes and COVID-19. So the National Collegiate Athletics Association canceled championships for both winter and spring sports of all divisions at the beginning of 2020. And some student athletes had not even gotten a chance to have a senior night for their 4-year sports career, even though the NCAA decided to give all athletes an extra year to play due to COVID-19. And some Division 1 schools are playing sports with masks on, and some college athletes still can't have team practice together yet. And the sports team have faced disruption as this pandemic has led to athletic seasons being cancelled, training facilities being closed, and immediate contingency plans having to be made. COVID-19 brought a lot of depression and frustration to student athletes. The NCAA addressed the disruption that COVID-19 has caused and the negative impact it has made on both physical and mental health of athletes. And the NCAA also provided resources that can help student athletes and coaches cope with the pandemic. One of those suggestions is that student athletes and coaches become aware of their mental health during this time and understand the degree of impact this situation might have on aspects of their life, such as motivation. According to Young Minds, the pandemic also caused anxiety and uncertainty for individuals when there is a challenge in finding support. In social distancing, teammate interaction, athletic identity, and mental health of student athletes during the COVID pandemic, Groppensemperger and other authors state that college athletes have already experienced heightened risk of certain mental health problems. Canceling or postponing their competitive seasons might threaten their athletic careers and reduce their connections between them and their teammates. Social connections with other people are the key point for maintaining mental and physical health. For college students, for college student athletes, they usually have practice every day. Now, due to COVID-19, they can practice together or even see each other every day. And they also mentioned that they also did an online survey to 234 D2 and D3 college student athletes. The sample scored relatively high on COVID-specific worrying. And the second part of my literature review is about the impact of social media on student athletes. Social media is important for everyone in society. For college student athletes, social media is a way for them to promote themselves and their teams. According to 2017 survey results, social media use of student athletes. Social media is a major form of communication. On social media, the public and the fans can see what their student athletes are doing on the court by following them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Social media is no longer just a marketing tool for sports teams and players, as the lines between sports, entertainment, education, communication, and social media have evaporated. Social media is the most convenient way and the fastest way to announce players' commitment. However, social media can cause college student athletes to lose their scholarships or even destroy their sports and academic career in a short period of time due to the lack of social media education. Former University of Wyoming and current Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen was projected to be the top draft pick in the 2018 National Football League draft until NFL executives caught wind of a racially insensitive tweet he posted when he was age 14. One high school football player, Shedrick Shed Michael, who was committed to D1 football at Old Dominion for 6 months, got revoked due to his full language on his YouTube videos. In thinking twice before you post, issues student athletes face on social media. Sanderson indicated that college student athletes don't know what is appropriate to post on social media. Social media is hard to control, while college student athletes can post anything at any time using any devices. Some young college student athletes who just graduated from high school develop social media habits that do not meet what coaches, administrators, and the public might expect. They don't understand social media's public nature and they don't realize the consequences of their posts. They might use social media to vent and express their feelings. College student athletes should fully process their feelings first before they say or post anything on social media. While people debate if social media is good for student athletes due to the usage of time spent on social media has shown some benefits for student athletes and their teams. In the role of social media in intercollegiate athletics, synthesis of the research literature. Burns stated that the impact of social media on college student athletes. He also indicated that showing community service projects athletes participate in, attending school events for younger children within their towns and or cities, and sharing team videos with their network are what social media can do to help college student athletes interact with their fans. The third part for my literature review is student athletes and social media policy. Some sports teams realize that some athletes will post some inappropriate information on social media. It can damage the reputation of their team and school. The athletic department and the coaches start banning their team from social media to avoid those negative effects on their team. The football head coach at Clemson and Florida State University both enforced bans on their football student athletes using social media during the season. They said that banning athletes from social media is preventing them from making mistakes. In being social, why the NCAA has forced universities to monitor student athletes' social media. Hopkins and other authors pointed out that the NCAA reprimanded the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill and imposed penalties on NNC and its football program, including a 50,000 fine, a bowl game ban for the 2012 football season, and a reduction of 15 available football scholarships over a 3-year period in 2011. Even though the NCAA charged UNC but has not implemented a formal social media policy for monitoring or controlling social media usage by its member organizations and their student athletes. The NCAA recommended its member schools monitor their athletes' social media when they realize some athletes are posting something inappropriate to have reduced risk of NCAA fines and penalties, and the possibility of enhancing the school or team's image and reducing potential liability linked to incriminating information or towards committed on social media sites. Moreover, the NCAA does not allow any electric communication between member institutions and prospective student athletes except for emails and faxes. Some professional sports leagues, such as NBA, NFL, NHL, have formed social media policies. In 2009, the NFL announced that it will allow coaches, players, and operations staff use social media such as Facebook, Twitter, and other platforms up to 90 minutes. And the last part of my literature review is about social networking with sports team and fans. Social media is the key for sports teams to make connections with their fans. Social media is a place for sports fans to express their feelings and excitements to the team they are supporting. It facilitates sports related competition, attention, fun, and connectivity. Social media reinforce fans' commitment to sports and fans' engagement. Using social media is used to be one of many ways to keep the fans engaged and involved in the sports team. Most professional sports teams like to spend time and use resources to build relationships with their fans and the public. Relationships with the fans are not that easy to build, and it can be built immediately. Repeated engagement with the team and other fans is necessary to cultivate positive relationships between the team and the fans. To do so, the teams have utilized technologies and many applications that allow two-way communication between the team and the fans. Almost every sports team has found that it is important to be presented on social media to attract fans, increase team awareness, and even sell team related or sports related products. However, if fans are really involved, there if fans are really involved, there still seems little doubt. Even though Ghost Dane mentioned this point nearly 30 years ago, it is still a problem until today. If sports team could not if sports team could not fully involved in the could not fully involve the fans in the past, how can they involve them after COVID-19 happened? The athletic administration, the sports team, and the fans have never thought about it would be the only like using social media would be the only way to interact with each other. And my next part is about doing interview with my participants. And they all my participants, I will ask them like it's like volunteer. If they want to do interview with me, they can do it with me, and they they will be student athletes at the University of Alaska at Fairbanks who are over 18 years old and who have run or are running team social media account. And I will let them choose if they want to do face-to-face interview or they would rather like be interviewed in or like on Zoom. And I will send out email and see which one they would like to be interviewed. And my interview questions are: how does everyone feel about COVID-19? Is your team still having a season? What team's social media are you running? And how long have you been running your team's social media? How often did you post before COVID-19 happened? How often do you post now? Have you noticed any changes about your followers, like having less or more followers, or like more or less interaction or comments under the post? And are you doing anything like weekly events to keep your followers or like your fans involved? And compared to the content, what are the differences between the post you posted before COVID-19 and post you post after COVID-19? Are you facing any other challenges that are related to COVID-19 to your social media account? Do you know any social media policies, like things you can post on social media? And the challenges for my research will be I don't know about the I don't know about the ratio of the gender. So I think gender will be my challenges, and I think that's it. And thanks for listening. And bye.